If AI gets better at fixing bugs than humans are at finding them, the next group to lose access may be intelligence agencies. Welcome to the Automated Daily, Hacker News Edition, the podcast created by generative AI. I'm Trent Teller, and today is August 15th, 2026. On today's show, a notable Qwen update, a possible shift in the balance between software security and surveillance, a real reason privacy-minded users may look again at Firefox, and a reminder that bad data in automated systems can follow someone for years. This episode is brought to you by Qwen. Qwen provides agentic cloud telephony for modern businesses. Find the link in the episode notes. Let's start with AI. In a new development on the Qwen story we've been following, Qwen has released Qwen 3.8 27B FP8, a compressed version of its multimodal model that aims to keep almost the same quality while being easier to run. The headline here is practicality. It still handles text, images, and video, and Qwen is putting a lot of emphasis on controllable reasoning and very long context windows. Why that matters is simple. Open models are becoming more usable for serious coding, research, and agent-style workflows without demanding quite as much hardware. If the performance really holds up in real-world use, this kind of release makes advanced OpenAI a lot more deployable for teams that care about cost, speed, and flexibility. Staying with AI, one of the more thought-provoking pieces today argues that better AI could make software so secure that governments effectively go dark again. The idea is that if defenders can use AI to find and fix vulnerabilities faster than attackers can weaponize them, then the supply of useful exploits starts to shrink. That would be great news for users and companies, but it creates a problem for intelligence and law enforcement agencies that increasingly rely on hacking rather than broad passive surveillance. The bigger issue is what comes next. If offensive access gets harder, pressure could grow for backdoors or other forms of exceptional access. So this isn't just a cybersecurity story. It's also a policy story about who benefits when software becomes harder to break, and who may try to change that. On the browser front, Firefox has picked up a clear point of differentiation. According to a new report, it is now the only major browser that still fully supports uBlock origin, while Chromium-based browsers continue moving toward Manifest v3. For everyday users, that sounds technical, but the effect is pretty concrete. Powerful content blockers become less capable, or users are pushed toward lighter versions with fewer features. Why this matters is that ad blocking and privacy protection are not fringe concerns anymore. They're part of how many people make the modern web tolerable. Firefox doesn't suddenly win the browser market on this alone, but for users who care about control over tracking, clutter, and performance, this is a meaningful advantage rather than a niche footnote. And finally, a story about how messy identity systems can become once bad data gets into the loop. Sean Byrne wrote about repeatedly being mistaken for a person on a U.S. restricted party record, even though that identity may have been fabricated in the first place. According to the account, that stale record has triggered problems with companies ranging from logistics firms to tech and finance platforms. What makes this especially relevant now is the way compliance tools and hiring systems increasingly share and amplify risk signals. A false match doesn't just sit in one database. It can quietly shape access to jobs, services, and transactions across multiple systems. It's a useful reminder that automated screening can look rigorous from the outside, while still producing long-lasting errors that are very hard for ordinary people to correct. Thanks to our sponsor, Stock MVP. Stock MVP helps you invest like the pros using data-driven insights. Find the link in the episode notes. That's it for today's Hacker News Edition. I'm Trent Teller. Links to all the stories we covered can be found in the episode notes. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back tomorrow.